Just a few short weeks after the UIM Skydive Dubai XCAT World Series made its European debut, an even more important milestone is reached as attention turns to the biggest event in the history of the Formula, the 2013 Chinese Grand Prix. No lack of excitement in the weeks leading up to the Chinese Grand Prix, of course, as the series made its European debut 2 rounds back-to-back on the shores of Lake Maggiore in northern Italy, and each delivered plenty of thrills and indeed spills. Skydive Dubai were the big winners from round 5, the Italian Grand Prix in Stresa, fighting off a big comeback from then series leaders Fazza, who were hit with a time penalty and started from the back, battling their way sensationally all the way up to second place on the first lap. Team Victory also had a great start and held third place all the way down to the line. Round 6, the European Grand Prix, was a textbook home win for Boat 6, Nicolini, which gave the Italian crowds in Arona plenty to cheer about. And Skydive Dubai closed in even further on the championship top spot by coming in second. But the race was all about the spills, 2 spectacular crashes dominating the weekend. Console brokers flipping in big style shortly after the first start, and Victory going end over end just after the second, in the biggest crash of the season so far.
Somebody tried to cross our boat from front. That's why they take off.
So with precious little time available before the boats were crated up and shipped to China, the race was on for Team Victory to get a brand new boat ready for action in the Far East. And indeed, working around the clock, they made it. Upsets and surprises are plenty then, but despite all of that, Fazza still sitting at the top of the table. Not a comfortable lead though, and it's pretty much guaranteed they'll be under yet more pressure here in China. So this, the inaugural Chinese Grand Prix, is the biggest step forward yet in the growth of the UIM Skydive Dubai XCAT World Series. But if anyone knows about growth, it's the people of the host city Ningbo. They've engineered a level of development here which takes the breath away. Meishan Island, just across the water from the XCAT's racecourse here, set to become the biggest and busiest container shipping port in the world. Mayor Huawei sets the scene.
这是 XCAT 赛事落户我们中国宁波梅山湾。
This is the first time we've ever organised the XCAT race here in Ningbo, but we think it's good to host this series because it brings attention to our new port facility here at Meishan, which is also very important for China because this has been built to take the biggest container ships in the world. Also, our plan is to develop tourism and recreation in the area, so we are trying to do this through promoting high-level sporting events, of which the XCAT's Grand Prix of China is the first. Of course, it is good to work with the WPPA together on this event because we have much in common with Dubai. That, like Ningbo and our new port here at Meishan, is a city which has grown very much because of its links with the sea and the importance of commerce. So there is a lot of synergy between us. We believe our joint experience will be very beneficial, and we are looking forward to a future of running more XCAT races in the years to come.
As the WPPA's Dr. Khaled Al-Zayed explains, it's been very much a joint effort bringing the XCATs here to China for the first time.
Honestly, it was a very great welcome, and the hospitality was really great, and the support that we got from the territory of Ningbo and the city of Beilun, and the management there, the mayor, the vice mayor, the people in charge of sports, professional work that they have done here. As you have seen, the work happening around this event is really a very big achievement.
I think that the work they do in this place is incredible, really. I like the place.
Huge crowds lining the waterside here at Ningbo, almost 40,000 tickets sold over the 3 days of racing. So the first XCAT's Grand Prix of China already setting something of a record, the biggest turnout ever for an XCAT's race in the history of the series. The Dubai duty-free Speedcat run, of course, an opportunity for those Chinese fans to see the boats head-to-head for the very first time. The timed run a test of out-and-out speed from a synchronised rolling start.
And this competition gets underway. It's a good early start from Moad. But Niccolini it is who have just got the advantage. There you can see those grandstands in the background are packed full of fans. And it's the sixth boat of Niccolini who are pulling clear now to take the win. We will be having Fazer versus Westerland Racing. Fazer are, of course, the team leading the points, but they've only got a 136-point advantage over Moad coming into this weekend. It's so close at the top of the championship. Westerland Racing actually have got a decent start, but Fazer are going to be very, very close to them. Look at that, getting an awful lot of height off the waves, and Fazer are now starting to just edge ahead, going marginally quicker, but there's only 3-4 meters in it. They come towards the finish line. It looks as though it's going to be Fazer who are just going to take it across the line. Great race there, and Fazer just edging out Westerland Racing. Niccolini and Qatar team getting ready to do battle then. The race begins, and it's a very good start from Niccolini. They get the early advantage. The Qatar team are right with them now. As they push the throttle, there's only a meter between them, and now Qatar team is starting to edge in front. 5 meters, 6 meters. This is looking strong for Qatar team, and Qatar team go through the finish line to take the win and go through to the next round. It'll be Fazer versus Qatar team for the final. There is the Pasquale getting ready to line the boats up then for the final. Fazer versus Qatar team. And it's a good start from Fazer by the looks of things. Qatar team are coming with them. Very, very close. Only 2-3 meters between them now as they start to pick up the speed. Qatar team are coming back at them. This is going to be very, very close. Whoa, Qatar team getting their nose up in the air. But Fazer
setup,
yeah, absolutely. Fazer have got a little bit of an advantage, and it looks to me as though they're starting to pull away now. Perhaps Qatar team had to come off the throttle with that little moment, because Fazer are going to come across the line and take the win in the Speedcat run. Great performance from Fazer.
Another stunningly tight series of races in the Dubai duty-free Speedcat runs, thrilling the Ningbo crowds. Fazer's Mohammed Al-Mari and Arif Al-Zafin proving unbeatable today. Top spot for them on the podium and the advantage going into race day.
It was a very tough ride between us and the other boats, you know. Everyone wanted to get the first position. For that, it was a really tough race. Last we did a tough race with number 47 from Qatar, but thanks God we won in the end. Tomorrow I hope inshallah it will be a good start and it will be a good race inshallah for tomorrow.
So with last-minute alterations made to the boat setups, the teams are thrilled at a chance to unwind XCAT style before race day dawns tomorrow.
Every day, every night, 24/7.
Race day in Ningbo, and the weather has taken a shift overnight for the worse. Whilst the drivers get prepared, we caught up with UAE Consul General Ibrahim Al Mansouri and asked about the importance of putting XCAT's events on an international stage.
Having the XCAT race here in China will definitely have a very positive impact on relations between the UAE and China. XCAT racing is very important to us internationally because we believe it's very representative of what we in the UAE are achieving, both in terms of our technology and our presence on a world stage. It promotes the UAE in a very positive light.
应该说这一次赛事在梅山的这个落地，
Our local government have been very supportive of our efforts to host the XCAT race here at Ningbo and Meishan. They have provided us with many facilities such as the helicopter support, the security and many of the hundreds of staff we have helping us here. But we in the Chinese Motorboat Association also want very much to work closely with the WPPA in future years to learn about the process of staging such a big international event. We think there's a future for this type of sport here in China, but of course after this race is finished, all the expertise involved in XCAT racing will go home. So we must learn ourselves by this experience.
So a 3.4 nautical mile course for the Grand Prix here in Ningbo. With one end open to the South China Sea and seawalls to the sides of the course, conditions will be variable and should provide an interesting race. Any buoys missed in the race will be dealt with immediately, an extended penalty lap being required to cancel the infringement. While the teams are preparing for the race, let's take a quick look at yesterday's pole qualification and see how the teams are faring.
Racing in China is quite exciting because there's so many spectators. They really love the racing sport. As far as the course, it's a really tough course. It's a lot of wind. The wind is now picking up. The waves are getting rougher, so the conditions are completely changing before we go out. So we hope we still have the right setup.
It's actually amazing. You know, they did a great job. They do everything for to have this event, and we hope, inshallah, we do for them a nice race.
I think it will be interesting. It's, you know, you need to find the right lines and, you know, take the, you know, the curves on the right way. So it's not just speed.
We like the water because there's enough wind that it's, you know, it evens the playing field a little bit. And the wind's coming out of a great direction for all the boats because it's not a crosswind. It's going to go right underneath the boat going towards the finish line, and it's behind the boat going away from it. So it's even for everybody.
Having all had the chance to get to grips with these comparatively shallow waters, it came down to business as usual for the task of setting fastest times to establish who would take all-important pole position in the first ever XCAT Grand Prix of China. It took 4 laps for the Swedish duo in Westerland Racing to rack up a best time of 2 minutes 29.73 to give them 8th spot. Gary Ballou and Omar Daniel in Moab stayed out for just the 2, but managed to put in 2 minutes 28 for 7th place, perhaps not quite what they were hoping for. The Qatar team, one of the most experienced crews here, of course, and it usually shows. This time, the last of 6 laps gave them a fastest of 2 minutes 26.70 and 6th place. No one was trying harder than console brokers, back in one piece after that nasty crash in Arona. Out on the water for almost the entire session, their 12th attempt gave them 2 minutes 26.67 and 5th spot. 6 laps into their session and victory were down to a 2:26.03, but then on the 7th lap disaster struck. That unpredictable chop at the open end of the course, just catching them out on the bottom turn, the boat going over. All safe though, and hopefully dried out and ready to go in 5th position for the race tomorrow.
During the pole position session, we were first, and someone did better timing than us, so we went out, we pushed hard, and there outside it was windy and choppy. We hooked in the turn and we did like 360, but unfortunately the boat flipped over.
And you and Salim are both okay. Do you think the boat will be okay?
There is nothing wrong with the boat, but they have, you know, to clean and dismantle everything again. We hope that the electrical stuff is still in a good condition.
Still riding high after that amazing home win in Italy, Boat 6 with Tommaso Polli alongside Luca Nicolini, this time rather than his brother. The Italian still very much on form and riding out the rough stuff to clock 2 minutes 26.03 and 3rd place. And of course the usual tussle going on for pole, that all-important position for the opening lap of the race. Faza out for 7 laps and picking up a best of 2 minutes 25.60. But it was Jay Price and Sultan Al Dahiri in Skydive Dubai who took great chunks of time out of the best anyone could throw at them. An incredible 3 seconds plus faster than Faza. So pole position for the China Grand Prix going to the Championship Challengers.
was sitting on the pole, and some people decided they needed to go out and go faster, so we had to go out there and just put down a really good lap so we could end this thing. And my teammate, you know, Sultan did a fantastic job. I mean, it was really ugly in the corners. There was rollers, and we set the boat deep into a roller on the first lap of the final two. And I'm feeling the pain from the ribs. I hope they're not broken, but we pushed the boat real hard the next lap around, and we did what we needed to do.
And so, to confirm, pole position here in China, taken by Skydive Dubai, the team on a roll here in Ningbo. Jay Price's enthusiasm for racing shining through. Faza second and out to hold their championship lead. Boat 6 here in third position for the start.
The boat's all in formation then as we wait for the green flag here in Ningbo, Meishan. There it is, round 6 of the series gets underway, and it's a good start initially from Faza in that second position. We go on board with them. You can see Nicolini on the right-hand side, on the left-hand side was Skydive Dubai. A difficult start for Westland Racing. They've dropped back a little bit in the pack, but here we go up at the front. It's Skydive Dubai in the 7 boat, closest towards us, that have got the best getaway. On board with the 6 boat of Nicolini. As they come into the first right-hander for the first time. Perfectly taken by Skydive Dubai, and they're out in front. The rest of the boats flying off in the background as they try and get them slowed down to take the first right-hander. As we go on board with Qatar team. A reasonable start for them. Their boat is very strong in a straight line. But Skydive Dubai with Sultan Al-Ahari and Jay Price are out in front at the moment, and there you can see no one really that close behind them. Jay on the right, Sultan on the left. But it's difficult times for Faza because they're being overtaken by Victory Team. There go Victory Team on the right-hand side. A dramatic weekend so far for Victory Team, but they're now up into second position as they complete the first lap here. On board with Nicolini now in boat 6. They are about to lose out to Qatar team by the looks of things. That's the Nicolini boat on the left-hand side. Qatar team moving through and up into 4th position. Very good work from Qatar team. Mohammed Al Nasser and Abdul Rahman Al Nasser piloting that boat as we go on board with Westland Racing. They're trying to make up for their difficult start. Edging alongside Spirit of Dubai now. There you can see Spirit of Dubai on the left-hand side. And Westland Racing are trying to edge through. There we see Eric Stark on the throttle, with Joachim Kumling alongside him, driving the boat. And they've made the position past Spirit of Dubai. This Faza going very wide. That could allow Qatar team a chance to try and get past them. Coming through the wake further back is the Moad boat there, number 50. Second place boat in the championship coming into this weekend in China. But they've had difficulty out there. We go on board with Omar Daniel and Gary Balla. That's Consul Brokers on the left-hand side. Moad, I think, would have been hoping for a little bit more this weekend. There's Faza then. On board with Arif Al-Zafain and Mohammed Al-Mari. And there's Qatar team actually on the left-hand side. Qatar team closing in on Faza now and are going to try and take third position. You can see they've got much more speed, about 10 kilometers an hour. And they're closing in on Faza now as we come towards the right-hand kink that then takes us into the hard right-hander that's the final corner on this course. On board with the Qatar team. Mohammed Al Nasser driving, Abdul Rahman Al Nasser on the throttle, and they've gone through. On board with Faza as they try and get the cutback, cut across the wake of Qatar team, but nothing doing. Qatar team up into third place. It's still Skydive Dubai out in front though. Victory team in second place, as the dedicated Chinese fans watch on. Here's a replay of the start from Virtual Eye then. You'll see that when the green flag goes, the speeds immediately pick up. Skydive Dubai got a good initial getaway. It was Nicolini who were the furthest forward, but they started to slip back. Faza were in front actually for a reasonable amount of time coming up to the first corner. But because they qualified on the pole, Skydive Dubai had the inside line coming into the first right-hander. Qatar team got a great start out there on the far side, but they had to go through that second buoy, which meant they emerged only in 5th position. But as we've seen, they've now made their way up into third place. Everyone's safely through the first few corners, which is good to see. Skydive Dubai in the lead. We go on board with them. Jay Price on the right-hand side working the throttle. Sultan Al-Ahari at the wheel. What a commanding performance this is turning into for Skydive Dubai. On board with Qatar team now. trying to make more progress up the field, but it's going to be tough for them to catch and pass Victory Team for second place. Still plenty of time left in this race though, but you can see 122 metres, the gap between second and third place boats at the moment. Comes down, of course, as they enter the corner, but then it'll extend because Victory Team will be on the throttle sooner, and they'll start to pull away. Oh, Qatar Team have spun! Qatar Team have spun at the first corner! And that'll allow Fazza back through into third place. What a disaster for Mohammed Al Nasser and Abdul Rahman Al Nasser. And look at all the places that Qatar Team are losing now on Virtual Eye. They're going to drop well down behind Consul Brokers. There you can see them in the middle of the pack. Consul Brokers go through. Here come Westland Racing to go past as well. Real frustration. And of course they've got to loop back around to make sure they go past the boys as well. Such a shame for Qatar Team. They were hoping for top 4 today. They were running in third place, but they'll have slipped all the way back. Mohammed was saying just before this race got underway, he didn't think they'd be in for a strong race. He was wrong initially. Now maybe he was right. There's Victory Team then in second position. A flip in Italy, a flip yesterday in free practice, but things going well for them now. We go on board with them. Bit of gesticulation at the wheel. Salim Ali Al-Adidi and Talib Al-Sayed are the men piloting that boat as they try and clear some of the mist from the windscreen. These boats used to racing in Dubai, so in these chilly Chinese conditions, it must be getting very difficult in there to see because of all the condensation effectively on the windscreen. And you can see Fazza have closed in on them now. We go on board with Fazza. There's Victory Team on the right hand side. This is the battle over second place, and the 3 boat moves up then into second position. Here comes the move. You can see it clearly on Virtual Eye. There it goes, Fazza into second place. Victory Team dropping down to third position. And there's still a reasonable amount of time left in this race. I wonder if Fazza can start to close in the gap to Skydive Dubai in the lead. On board with Victory Team, gesticulations. I wonder if they're misting up in there. These boats are usually racing in the heat of Dubai and the Middle East, but in this chilly Chinese weather, perhaps they're having a bit of trouble. Here you can see Moad starting to close in on Victory Team as well. So Moad looking to take third position. On board we go with them. Omar Daniel at the wheel, Gary Ballard on the right hand side controlling the throttle. They're in the wake of Victory Team, and it looks as though they might well get past before too long. Out onto the back. Look at that! Look in the window, you can see them wiping the mist from the inside of the windscreen. So Moad have managed to come up with an ingenious solution. Maybe that's what's seeing Victory Team struggle. Moad up into third place then. Victory Team down to fourth. There's Consul Brokers. Good to see them out here despite flipping in Italy at the last race. Alfredo Amato and Marco Panesi are back out there this weekend and having a good run as well, running up in about 5th position at the moment. As they come towards the right-hander, throttle comes off, steering wheel, oh, big action there. Oh, they've missed a buoy, that's why. They've lost the back end as they've throttled off. And frustration for Alfredo and Marco. They know they're going to have to do a penalty lap, and no doubt they'll receive that message from race control before too long. There they go, off towards the mountains, whilst everyone else turns right. Consul Brokers have to go straight on, round the right-hander, around the yellow buoy. And that is what you get if you miss one of the marker buoys. Now we've got 3 kinds of lappery going on here. This is Moad and Nicolini both lapping Rahib, and Nicolini, the 6th boat, getting lapped themselves. You can see them looking in their windows trying to get Moad out of the way, and actually they've overcooked that a little bit, haven't they, Nicolini? So that's going to cost them a little bit of time in their battle further down the order. Shame for them after winning the last round in Arona. Shaking of the head from, well, it's all getting a bit heated in there, isn't it, from the 6th boat. There you can see the replay of them just losing the back end of the boat as they tried to let Moad through and then getting hit by the wash as they rejoin the course. There's Team Gibraltar, Mark Walker and Scott Williams. And they're having a decent run. Mark Walker at the wheel, it's Scott Williams controlling the throttle. As we take a look at Virtual Eye now. And there is Team Gibraltar, and they're having to serve a penalty lap as well by the looks of things. Everyone else turning right, they have to go up to these yellow marker buoys on the left-hand side, so some transgression somewhere for Team Gibraltar. And they've got to go the long way around. Fajera Racing Team with Serafino Barlesi and Richard George. There's Serafino on the throttle, Richard George at the wheel. And Rahib, we go on board with now, getting lapped by the looks of things by our race leaders, Skydive Dubai. Abdulatif Al Omani and Yassem Emsad having a reasonable run. And there's Dubai Duty Free. They're looking to get a new boat for the next round in Dubai. Whether that'll come off or not, we'll have to wait and see. But it's Tom Barry Cotter at the wheel with Pauverik Nilsson on the right-hand side there, controlling the throttle. Spirit of Dubai out there as well. We saw them being overtaken in the early stages, but since then it's been a solid run for Rashid Al-Mari and Salim Fadil Al-Hamli. As you can see them working the wheel and the throttle. Coming around the right-hander, we've got Victory Team now being caught by Consul Brokers, who despite that penalty lap have already caught up to the back of Victory Team, and the gap's closing down to 40 metres. It's much less than that now. Through go Consul Brokers then, past Victory Team. A good move. Victory Team really struggling in the latter stages of this race. And Consul Brokers having one of their best runs of the year so far. Very impressive performance from Alfredo Amato and Marco Panesi, despite missing that buoy earlier on. But Skydive Dubai are on their final lap of the race, out in front. Sultan Al-Dahari and Jay Price are in the lead of this one, but Fazza are not too far behind. I don't think there's going to be enough for Fazza to take the lead of the race away. You can see them now on virtual eye. They've closed in dramatically over the last few laps. Less than 100 metres between them. But this is the final corner. This long right-hander that then sees them head back out onto the main straight once more. And it's going to be boat number 7, Skydive Dubai, who are going to take victory. Their second victory of the season. And it's a win in China for Skydive Dubai. That brings them right into the championship hunt going into the final race weekend. It's a second place for Fazza after a difficult start. But there are our victors. Sultan Al-Dahari on the left-hand side. Jay Price with his arms aloft on the right-hand side. A superb performance from them. Commanding. They took pole position in commanding style yesterday. And they finished it off with a superb win today in Ningbo, Meishan.
Skydive Dubai loving the conditions in Ningbo to clinch the first Chinese title. Series leader Fazza securing that all-important second to take a good share of the overall points on offer. Mawad third on the day, fending off Nicolini for the podium.
Real quickly, it was a fantastic race. The team did a great job. I have to thank my team. They prepared this boat for me, make it look simple for me to drive it. And my driver drove hard today. We did everything we needed to win, and this is what makes champions.
Just a quick word about China, racing in China, how's it been?
You know, I have raced before in China. This is the first time for XCATs. This is one of the greatest places. You get spectators all the way down the seawall, and they're cheering for us. You can feel it. We're racing for them, and we're happy to have won it today.
A jubilant Jay Price thrilled to be taking home the trophy from this first ever Asian XCAT Grand Prix, and by the sounds of it, some special memories of the weekend. Which leaves the overall standings order looking like this. Fazza still leading comfortably on 1,501 points. Omar Daniel and Gary Ballou in Mawad still in second, but now being hounded from today's victors Jay Price and Rashid Al-Taya of Skydive Dubai, closing the gap to just 84 points. With the XCATs back in their containers ready to be shipped back to the UAE, the season finale looks set to be another unmissable event. Be sure to join us in Dubai.